Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon. We are back with another video. Today, we're talking about Solana. What is happening? Are we getting an ETF? And where will the price go? As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, and you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin waiting for you in the description. So make sure to go ahead and grab that, and let's talk about Solana. First and foremost, taking a look at the Solana chart, we've had some pretty nice price action here over the course of the past month. You can see if I remove these trend lines just for a moment, we had a really nice breakout here, really beginning at the end of June. We were in this really solid downtrend for a number of weeks, and we finally managed to break above that here. By the time we got to the first week in July, the next major level of resistance was right at the 200-day simple moving average. Again, we found a little bit of resistance here. We had to consolidate for 5 or 6 days before eventually powering through it. And then what I really liked to see here was the fact that we also managed to power above this level of resistance, which was essentially around that $180 mark. Going back to last year, we had a number of points we acting as resistance here in October 24. It then acted as support in December, once again in January, and then we broke below it here in February, and we couldn't get back above it again for a very long time. So since we got back above the $180 level, we have shot up all the way to 205. We come back down for a retest, and what I'm hoping to see, and again, some of this will be predicated on Bitcoin, but getting a bounce this level around 180, holding as a new level of support now that it has broken through it. And hopefully this sets the stage for us to move higher for the price of Solana. Things are looking good. Things are looking positive, but not just from a chart perspective. There's one or two things I want to look at from an on-chain technical standpoint. But if we zoom out to a weekly here just momentarily, let me clean up this chart just a little bit in real time while we're looking at this. Basically, the patterns that we're beginning to see resemble some of what we saw earlier in 2023 as we moved through that bear market. Again, looking here on the weekly, this this bottoming pattern, or maybe it's even on the monthly here where we saw the pattern actually playing out, this double bottom here looking like we're putting in a little bit of a similar pattern to what happened back at the lows of the bear market. You can see we had this low here in December, January 22, a higher low by the time we got to the middle of 2023. And if we come over here, again, it's not as drawn out this time, but we have this low from the market around March, April 2025. Again, a higher low here before a move higher. And we can see just what happened after we got those two lows back in 2023. It set us up for a really strong Q4 into Q1 and Q2 of 2024. So interestingly, we're making a move higher. Let's see if something similar is going to play out here, but things are looking much more positive compared to where we were at just a few weeks ago. On the price action for Solana, it's made some pretty nice gains. This 180 level is turning into support as we speak, and hopefully grants us permission to move higher. If I jump over to Artemis, again, anyone following the channel here knows I like to look at what's happening from an on-chain technical standpoint. If we come over to the chain compare area, if we add Solana to our list here, we'll see clearly Solana being an exceptional leader when it comes to the amount of daily active addresses and daily transactions happening from an on-chain standpoint. Consistently, we're seeing Solana having 4 to 6 million daily active addresses, and it's shooting way ahead of everything else when it comes to daily transactions. You're seeing 90 to 130 million daily transactions happening on chain on Solana, and a big boost here since the middle of June and moving into July. Some of that boost in daily transactions is being driven by what I've talked about here on the channel, tokenization of stocks on the Solana network. I'm going to jump over to rwa.xyz in a moment to show you this as well. But what we've seen with Solana in the past month is X stocks taking to the markets to tokenize major US stocks on the Solana blockchain. It is now possible for you to build a self-custody stock portfolio directly in a Solana wallet, just like Phantom. You can get exposure to major assets like Google stock, Amazon stock, Apple stock. You've got MSTR for those Bitcoin fans. You've got Tesla stock here. You've got McDonald's. You've got Netflix. You've got Nvidia, Oracle, the largest companies in the world. You have now access on chain on Solana to build your very own self-custody stock portfolio. And in my opinion, that is contributing to a rise in the number of daily transactions we're seeing on Solana in lieu of all of that bullish sentiment around tokenized stocks. If I jump over to rwa.xyz very briefly to visualize just how much of an impact this is having in terms of growth on Solana, if we go to holders here, and then if we group the asset by network, what you'll see if we zoom into the more recent few months is essentially this huge growth in the amount of tokenized stocks on Solana since the beginning of July 2025. I think we're only going to see this continue to increase, but this is something to the effect of essentially we had 151 over here before we moved into July, and now it's up to 47,000. So we've seen essentially, almost a 500x in the value of tokenized stocks on Solana. This is a new paradigm, and I think it's going to only drive more liquidity into blockchain technology with tokenized stocks, and Solana is leading the way. There is no two ways about it. If I jump over to Radium Dex, for example, you can come over here, click on the liquidity pool area, the liquidity page. And if we copy any of these, I'm just going to take Tesla as an example, copy the contract address, jump over to Radium, which is a leading DEX on the Solana network. You have the capacity to purchase Tesla stock on chain from liquidity pools directly on Radium. Not only that, if you want to be a liquidity provider and generate yield and income and passive cash flow from providing liquidity to buyers and sellers who want to purchase and sell Tesla directly on chain, you have the capacity to do that on DEXs like Radium, generate income, generate yield. If you want to learn more about that, I'm coaching clients how to do that. Check out the link for the UIG in the description below this video if you want to learn more and if you want to learn how to generate consistent cash flow from providing yield to stocks and tokenized assets on chain. This is very exciting. You've also got Nvidia with Tesla. You've got a number of different pools here, clearly Tesla USDC being the largest one. And what I'm really excited about is just the fact that we're seeing so much on-chain adoption with Solana. We're seeing it leading the way, essentially paving the path forward for tokenized stocks on chain. And we're looking like we're going to be getting approval of some form of Solana ETF here in 2025. That is not guaranteed, but things are looking positive, and we have a lot of bullish sentiment around the potential of a Solana ETF. So again, I think we're not at the peak of the price for Solana in this cycle just yet. Like I said earlier, Bitcoin and what it does is going to help move the market for the price of Solana as well. Last time I did a price prediction update for Solana, I think we can land somewhere between $400 and $600 in a bear case to base case scenario. If the stars align, if we get a huge blow off top, if we see crypto total market cap moving towards that $9 trillion area, I do think it's possible to see prices for Solana in excess of $900. Yes, this is extremely bullish. And yes, it's definitely a lower probability outcome. But if the stars align, like I said, I can see a world where that could really genuinely happen if Solana's dominance continues to move higher. Genuinely, this target somewhere between 400 and 600 is very, very possible. If we jump back to the chart here, we saw Solana get all the way up to just under $300 back in January of this year. So getting to 400 with a blow off top and markets moving higher, with Bitcoin potentially having a strong rally into Q3 and Q4, is definitely not off the cards. I'm excited to see what happens with Solana over the next few months. If you want an updated price target video, guys, this one is over a month old. Drop a comment below this video. I will make an update on where I think the price of Solana will fall in a bear case, base case, and bull case scenario. That is it for today's video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the content, please just take 3 seconds, drop a quick thumbs up on the video, give it a like. It helps to spread the good word. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. And like I said at the beginning, you've got a completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. Check it out in the description, and we'll catch you in the next one.